So let's move on to a new subject. So I'm going to go to you, Minority Leader Morgan, and let's talk about economic development incentives. And from a chamber point of view, we are very, very pleased that the Commerce Agency has 21st century tools in the toolbox to be able to service small business in a way that's appropriate, and also tools to be able to bring in new investors to Providence. And we've seen a number of high-profile brands begin to open up operations here. And that's important because a lot of those jobs are being taken by millennial talent, young college students who are, have always looked towards tech jobs and to be able to have an opportunity to stay in Rhode Island. So a lot of those opportunities, I think, are really going to solidify our young people right here in the state. So our question is, what would you do, or what can you do to ensure that Commerce has even more potent tools in the toolbox to be able to take our economic development efforts up a further notch?
You know, I don't really favor the grants and credits that is in that toolbox. I think we need to do foundational work on our economy. There are just too many bad policies that are weighing down our jobs climate, weighing down all the good business folks in this room. We really need to find the political will to tackle those, because until we do, you're selling a product that's damaged, and it's really hard to do that. The taxpayers simply can't afford to buy every job that comes into Rhode Island. We have to help the businesses that are here by improving our economic climate, making it less hostile. You know, there's so many policies that have just built up over the decades. We need to clean them out.
Mm-hmm. What is an example are you thinking?
Examples. We have health insurance is a problem for every businessman. And it's a problem for Rhode Islanders as well. Average families making the median income of about $65,000 are routinely paying $11,000 and $12,000 for their health insurance, and they're splitting that with their employers. One of the things that is driving that is we have 76 to 77 mandates on our insurance policies. The average in the country is 42. Every mandate adds cost, and yet every year we continue to add mandates without looking at what that effect is on our premiums, on the cost of health insurance. It's hurting employers, it's hurting their employees. We really need to stop, first of all, adding more mandates. We need to do a cost-benefit analysis for everyone we do, and we need to start bringing them down. If the rest of the country is at 42 and we're at 76, we have too many. And it's not because they don't address nice things, but by looking at one small segment and helping them, we're hurting everyone else.
Senator Algier, let me go to you. One of the aspects about the tools that are in the toolbox, the economic toolbox, is that they are performance-based incentives. So the incentives aren't granted until the jobs have been created. So it's after the fact. What are your thoughts on continuing to augment those tools?
Well, we need to do a better job in quantifying those performance metrics. We do give incentives to some large companies in Rhode Island, and the incentive is the money goes and they hire more people. And I think we just need to do a better job in quantifying whether or not it works for a particular sector or for a particular business. If it does, then it's something we have to consider looking at and continuing. At the end of the day, there's competitiveness around the country. I mean, we can't write a blank check out and give it out, but there has to be metrics, and there has to be some type of, like I said, analysis in determining whether or not we're getting a benefit from that dollar. One of the things that works is job skills, the job skill development.
So those are incentives, if you will. So one of a very important program that's happening in your district is pairing CCRI with Electric Boat.
Right,
and doing some training in Westerly. So is that kind of public-private partnership working in your
That's a
estimation?
success story. You know, Providence, Newport, and Westerly is the success stories. You have businesses, a particular sector in Westerly is the defense industry, is doing very well, and they need more people, whether they be welders, plumbers, engineers. In this particular case, we have a public-private partnership thanks to the President, the Senate, and the Speaker of the House and the Governor have come up with a model which I think is extremely successful. We're getting students in high school graduating with a diploma and associate's degree, getting the training they need, and getting a job when they leave. In this particular case, it's Electric Boat. That's a great sector. Defense industry sector is growing. We also have financial services. We have other sectors, medical. We should be doing that perhaps up in the northern part of Rhode Island, finding an anchor such as a Fidelity or an Amica or Bryant University, and encourage identifying students and hooking them up with a sector that is in need of jobs and placing them. But it's that public-private partnership. In Westerly, for example, we had a private individual come up with a significant amount of money. I was proud to say my employer, Washington Trust, came out with a significant amount, and the state of Rhode Island did, again, with the support of the Speaker and the President. And that works. We're getting students that would otherwise be unemployed, collecting unemployment, now working. Not everyone's cut out for four-year college. These are trades, well-paid jobs with benefits, and that works. And I think we should continue with that model throughout our state. It's working in Coventry. I know we have it at New England Tech. That works. And when you look at the metrics, it is working.
So talent development is, in fact, the #1 issue of business today.
Yeah,
so these kind of programs that are public-private partnerships that provide granting opportunities are, in fact, very effective.